valuable to us. Last week, it was announced that Pacechester is now being considered to host the 2020 Olympics. However, before any talks of supporting this bid, we must go to you, the hardworking people of Pacechester, and be able to hear your opinions and concerns on the matter. Today, we will be hearing from representatives from Pacechester 2020, Choate FC, and POP, the Protection of Pacechester People. All will be able to share their opinion on the matter of the 2020 Olympics and help answer your questions. Madam Mayor soon will also be present and take questions as well. Let's start off the forum by having each representative introduce themselves and the organizations they work for.
Hello, citizens of Pacechester. So we wanted to do this community forum as a chance to give everybody a voice because, as we know, there is the upcoming 2020 Olympics that we have to consider, as well as the current situation with our water. So we wanted to give a chance to the people of Pacechester to have a voice. We're going to start this off with the community forum of Pacechester of the Olympics. So I'm going to represent the mayor's office, and any questions that you may have directed towards the mayor's office will be directed towards me.
I'm Hannah Wood. I'm the VP of Pacechester 2020. We believe the Olympics would bring great recognition and many benefits to the community of Pacechester.
I'm Sierra Bauer. I'm the social media manager as well as the community outreach coordinator for POP, which is the Protection of Pacechester People. We're a nonprofit organization, and our goal is to protect the people against harmful gentrification, rezoning, and preserve the community as it is.
My name is Faye Hicks. I am with Choate FC. I'm the president of Choate FC, and we're here to bring an 18,000 seat stadium. And yeah, thank you.
So we would like to open the floor for any questions at this moment. Please direct your questions towards anybody that you would like.
Sabrina from the Sutters Times for the mayor's office. So assuming that you guys have now started building the stadium, what have been some plus and minuses for other cities that you know of that have hosted the Olympics before?
Assuming that we start building
The stadium.
No stadium has been built yet. We haven't broken ground on anything in Pacechester in general.
Were you aware then of other plus and minuses that have come from other cities that have come to the research?
Could you maybe bring a little bit more detail to that question?
What have been the plus and minuses that you've done from your research about the Olympics from other cities?
As of right now, this community forum purely is a purpose of just seeing both sides. The mayor's office has done their research, but giving any indication of what research that we have done, and haven't done, would sort of be us taking a side.
Alexandra Belushi, Pacechester Daily. What can you tell us then about what progress you've made on the Olympics coming to Pacechester?
Mayor's office, correct. So, as I said before, the mayor's office is purely neutral at this point. We haven't made a decision whether we are for or against the the Olympics coming to Pacechester. That is the entire purpose of this forum.
Do you know which side you're leaning towards, or just what the people want you're going to follow?
We are here directly to serve the people, being that we are the mayor's office. So my personal belief is that giving everybody a chance to speak would be beneficial, and we cannot give you a comment on which side we are leaning towards as of right now.
Sabrina from the Sutters Times once again. So the mayor's office tweeted that they were proud of Choate FC's efforts to build the stadium. Was this tweet then a direct endorsement?
It was not. It was just that we were proud of an organization that was within our community, because we are all Pacechester in the end.
Adiva Sikler from the Sutters Times. Sorry, this question is actually directed towards Choate FC. In the past, what have been the pros and cons of the Olympics coming to a city? Actually, it's directed towards Pacechester 2020. Sorry.
For example, if you look at Lake Placid, they've experienced an immense amount of tourism and they're still profiting off of that. It automatically brings in tourism as the games are going on, and those benefits are going to be everlasting because everybody wants to be a part of the Olympics, whether it's at the current time that they're ongoing or it's visiting the sites afterwards.
Alexandra Belushi, Pacechester Daily. There was another tweet from the mayor's office saying Does she really believe the mayor is female? What if the mayor is male? What if the future isn't female? These are questions that need to be addressed. Do you want to comment on that or address those issues now?
I'm sorry, there was a tweet from the mayor's office?
Yes.
Yeah, it was deleted shortly afterwards.
Do you want to address that in any way or talk about Chode FC? I think that was the little bit directed towards Chode FC, Haley Cabrera's comment about the female being future and their support in bringing a female future to Pacechester, and you guys claimed in the tweet you were against it. So do you want to comment on that at all?
I'm going to say this as the mayor's office. Nothing having to do with the Twitter or tweet aforementioned. I am a female. I don't necessarily go against anything female, being that I am one. But I think that the good of Pacechester is more so having to do with what we're talking about here. Any other questions?
Adiba Sikter from the Setter's Times. So why was that tweet tweeted out?
I cannot neither confirm nor deny that we tweeted that or if it was
We
directly
have
from...
screenshots and proof of it. We were tagged.
Oh.
Sabrina from the Setter's Times. Maybe you're not aware, but there was another tweet as well, where the mayor's office tweeted that the Pacechester government is conspiring against you guys. Any comment on that as well?
Excuse me, I'm here for the Olympics. I don't understand how this is relevant to our conversation. So,
Well,
how long do you think it'll take to build a stadium if it is decided?
Right now, we're unsure as there has been no plans entirely. We haven't won the bid yet.
Alexandra Belushi again. So I saw that where you guys were looking, it would be in residential areas. Do you guys plan on giving jobs or new housing to those who are going to be displaced from their homes if the stadium was built there?
So we have commented on that. You can find that information on our Twitter. What would happen would there would be a stipend for people that were displaced during that time. As the Olympic Village would be built, they would have first priority to the housing as soon as the Olympics were over, as well as more opportunities while the games are going on than the average citizen would have had.
Adiba Sikter from the Setter's Times to the mayor's office. In regards to the tweet, this is a community forum, and that does affect your image as to whether or not you support Chode FC or not. So we would like a response. Why was that tweet tweeted out?
Well, I can't necessarily say that it was tweeted out by the mayor's office, but I can say that we have had problems with hackers in the past. So this could be an issue, and we are looking into it as of this moment.
Natalie Hernandez, Setter's Times. This question is directed at Pacechester 2020. You said that there was a stipend. Would the stipend allow people to even have enough money to be able to move into the new homes that you would be building after the Olympics were happening?
Right, so it's assumed that currently the people who have homes do have an income of some sort, that where they get that income we have no business knowing, so they obviously can afford housing. Currently, we would provide this stipend as an extra amount of support for them having to be displaced, and then they would have the priority to the housing, but no stipend would continue after that as they would no longer be displaced, and the rent or mortgage, whether they choose to buy or lease, would remain the same.
So what happens if people can't afford to live in the new homes that you're building?
As I just said, it would remain the same.
Alexandra Belushi, Pacechester Daily. This is for Pop. How are you guys connected to 2020 in the Olympics? Because you guys said you were for the people, so do you have a stance on it, and how are you guys involved?
When we say we're for the people, we mean that we're basically their voice. They come to us, me being the community outreach coordinator. Hotlines, like they mentioned in our last, this was I think 2 weeks ago, they said that we've received disturbing letters, which we are going to be releasing on social media. We have got a lot of emails and concerns from people because the way it's being spoken is that everyone's going to say yes and they're going to get this money and it's going to work out. But what about the fact that people are saying no? That most of the people aren't comfortable with this and aren't liking the idea of just displacing themselves and their families and okay, maybe staying in the same town, but you know, our town's based off of generations of people living here. Not everyone wants to leave their homes and where they have been for such a long time for this event that's a 2-week party.
And for
our
Chode,
organization might not have been able to make it to our community info session that we recently held this weekend. We saw a lot of positive response after the community after we voiced our ideas. The community was able to voice their concerns, and we were able to address them. And we have footage of some of the attendees that is going to be put out on Twitter soon.
Natalie Hernandez, Center Times. Why was the media not invited to this or given a location
Pop.
for the?
They were.
Press conference.
We released it in our first press
There was no
conference, which was
location.
2 weeks ago, and on top of that, we have tweeted about it.
Where was it held?
It took place in W10 of Miller.
Do you have any
In
footage of
Pacechester?
it?
What was that?
Do you have any footage of it?
Yeah, we do.
Or even a time?
Yeah,
When
it
is the
is all
footage going to
written
be
on Twitter.
released?
What was that?
When is the footage going to be released?
We plan to do that today when the editing is finished.
I have a
You're editing it. You're editing things out of it.
No, we have people's opinions, and obviously you don't need the in-between when they're walking around with the camera.
question
The
for
majority of people that came in were Pacechester residents.
Correct.
Question for Chode FC. What is your response to the tweets that were tweeted out that were going against your organization and the thoughts that the future is female?
We have no comment at this time.
Sabrina from Center Times. Question for the mayor's office. This question is actually about the water. So how do you guys feel about the MCL levels that were found in the water to be the highest near the Initech plant?
That's actually a perfect transition for our community forum. As of right now, we're doing everything that we can to ensure that Pacechester's people are safest and that we can screen them for any of these adenoviruses. And we are actually accepting it. We have contacted other people from out of state and out of area for donations of water or any supplies or any services that they can offer to us.
Question for Pacechester 2020. What questions were answered at the forum you held on Saturday, and were the people at the forum for the Olympics or against it?
So I would say that there was obviously a mix. People have their concerns, which we understand. In no way are we saying that the situation, including displacing people, is perfect, but at the end, the residents did see that it's going to provide more benefits for the community as a whole than if we didn't house.
I'm just wondering why nobody in this room was there besides 2020.
That, I don't know what people's schedules
Where was it held?
W10 in Miller, as stated before.
So Montreal, Athens, and Rio are all examples of cities that have built expensive Olympic stadiums only to have them abandoned or minimally used. What would you do differently to ensure that doesn't happen here in Pacechester?
Right, so already we have residents that would be most likely moving into them afterwards, as that is what we've promised to the people that would be displaced.
Typically at community information sessions, people are asked to sign in. Are you going to release a list of residents who signed into your community information session?
Yeah.
And you said the media was notified, but we have two media organizations here who were not notified. So what media did you notify?
We notified the Pacechester Chronicle. And I mean, the information is open on Twitter. We didn't hide any of our information.
But you didn't have a location on Twitter.
And
Or a time.
Adiba Sikder from the Center Times to Chode FC. The recent press release sent out by the mayor's office, no, I believe by Pacechester government, sorry, says that the highest MCL levels of pollution were found near the Initech plant. Do you have anything to say regarding that?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Do you know if they're doing anything in order to reduce pollution?
No, you have referred to the statement that was released.
Mm-hmm.
For Pacechester 2020, what is your response to the tweet that was sent out by Pop saying how in the past the money that was spent on building the stadiums for past games and different venues actually spent a ton of money and put those residential areas in debt? What's your response to that tweet?
I mean, typically those stadiums are funded by the IOC, and in this case, we see a great potential for Chode FC to step in if they would so like, and take over that stadium to use as well.
Adiba Sikder from the Center Times to the mayor's office. Regarding the adenovirus that was found in the water, can you just remind me one more time, what were the health risks regarding that? I know that it was not severe, but can you just remind me what it was?
We actually have a tweet that's coming out of an infographic for the people of Pacechester. It will be done by, at the latest, 3 o'clock today.
Alexandra Belushi for the mayor's office. Did you guys attend the community forum that was held on Saturday by Pacechester 2020?
Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances that have to do with my medical health, I was unable to attend, and none of my other associates were able to attend as well.
And what is going to lead you to make a choice whether or not you stand behind the Olympics? When can the people of Pacechester know what stance you're taking?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that question at this time.
Debbie Sichter from the Senator's Times to the Mayor's Office. So, upon just doing some research about adenoviruses, it says that respiratory infections can be caused from the virus. Why was that not mentioned in the press release?
From the Pace Club.
Why was that not mentioned from your office either?
This was completely new to us. We found out at the same time that everyone else did, and we are actually being active members of your mayor's office to try and deter any more harm that this adenovirus could be doing.
Okay, so no more questions. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope you have a great rest of